Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News, with one of the big things that happened this week being the end of Gundam.Info. The website that has been Gundam's official website since 2007, but I guess they thought that the design became too dated, and instead of simply updating the website, they made an entirely new website, which has now become the new official Gundam website, conveniently named Gundamofficial.com, but with a dash between Gundam and official, and if you don't use the dash, you get to the even older official Gundam website, which is definitely not in use anymore. As for the new website, the styling definitely feels more modern, but it has a really annoying loading screen. Like, Gundam.Info was really simple. You go to the website, boom, the news is there. The new website, you go there and it has to load for a couple of seconds because they have trailers for like new and upcoming Gundam series, movies and whatnot. Like, I don't need to see the Hathaway's Flash trailer for like the 200th time when I just want to get the newest Gundam news. What I did need to watch this week, though, was the new trailer for the upcoming Urdr Hunt movie and Iron-Blooded Orphans short movie dual feature, which will be hitting Japanese cinemas on October the 31st. I'll have the full thing linked down below, but it is region locked to only Japan, so you'll need a VPN like NordVPN to watch it. And if you use my link down below or the code kkrt, you'll not just get a sweet discount, but you'll also be supporting the channel. Now, about that trailer. It shows us some new footage, which is really good, but the voice of the main character is unfortunately not that good. It feels quite still, and you could see this reflected in the comments. Like, some people even thought that he was voiced by an AI voice. That's how bad it was. Like, ouch.
賞金で俺は故郷のラドニッツァコロニーを買う
So the people who go watch the movie in Japan during the first 4 weeks will also get 3 bonus things. 1, every week there will be new bonus footage of a character from the TV series. And they also say that it'll be themed around a movie theater. So I wonder if it's going to be like an in-universe movie theater that they're going to, or if it's going to be like a promotion kind of thing for real-life movie theaters. 2 then, they get a 32-page manga drawn by Yu Ito himself, and 3, they'll get 2 extra items that change from week to week. Week 1 is a mini illustration card and a Gundam card game promotional card. Week 2 is a different mini illustration card and an Arsenal-based promotional card. And then week 3 and 4 will come with yet again a different mini illustration card and then something secret. But that wasn't nearly everything for the Iron-Blooded Orphans 10th anniversary news. The entire anime will temporarily be available on YouTube. The Iron-Blooded Orphans Blu-ray box flagship edition will get a re-release on March 25th, with pre-orders in Japan going live on February the 12th. We got a new 10th anniversary key visual, which can be yours on February 26th as a layered graph for 9,900 yen, 65 US. On February 15th, they're holding the Tekka Festival at the Tachikawa Stage Garden in Tokyo, and starting today, they've got a collaboration with Maneki Neko Karaoke, which I think is a very dangerous collaboration for the Tekadon boys, because in the past, they have been depicted as mice. But so, as part of the collaboration, you can get a bunch of things featuring brand new art that was made specifically for this collaboration. And of course, it features the main characters playing with cats. You'll be able to get themed drinks, which will come with a coaster. If you sing any Iron-Blooded Orphans related songs, you'll get a wallpaper for your smartphone. And you can also buy a bunch of merchandise. Because of course. And this includes things like acrylic stands, an acrylic clip, clear cards, canned badges, and mini acrylic stands. And this collaboration will last until November the 24th. Oh, and then over on Twitter, they've got a mobile suit, like personality quiz. By answering the questions in the tweets, they will tell you which mobile suit is perfect for you to pilot. And apparently for me, it is Cyclasis Schwalbe Custom. It's a hard-to-pilot mobile suit, but that shouldn't be a problem for a pilot of my skill, who can turn any situation to his advantage. In return, the Schwalbe offers high maneuverability and excels at hit-and-run tactics to confuse the enemy. If you want to take the test for yourself, I will of course have it linked down below. And Iron-Blooded Orphans wasn't the only series that got some anniversary things announced this week, because Gundam Seed Freedom joined in the festivities with the Animate 2nd Anniversary Bouquet Fair. From December the 13th until January the 12th, for every 1,100 yen you spent on Gundam Seed stuff at Animate, you'll get 1 of 10 random postcards featuring a Gundam Seed Freedom character holding a bouquet. And to make it easier for you to collect those cards, also on December the 13th, they're releasing a lot of collectibles for you to spend your money on. Featuring the new artwork, you can get a mouse pad, acrylic stands, coasters, and mini shikishi, or you can go for standard Freedom merchandise, which includes acrylic keychains, reflective keychains, and ID pictures of the main characters in their pilot suits. I spy, with my little eye, some new Mayrin merchandise. And what I also spy is a lot of new figures. So let's just jump straight in with the most recent announcement, the Premium Bandai Limited Metal Robot Spirits Mighty Strike Freedom Final Battle version. It goes for 29,700 yen, 194 US, and, well, it is quite the looker for that price. At first glance, you might think that it's just a combination of the Metal Robot Spirit Strike Freedom Spec 2 and the Proud Defender option set, but it is a lot more than that. It's also a lot less than that because it doesn't come with the Spec 2's backpack, the railgun, the twin beam rifles, or the lightning effect parts. But what we do get is a second Futsunomi Tama sword with foreshortening effect, an in-scale Lacus minifigure, and damaged parts to replicate its appearance from the end of the movie. There's a slash across the body, the right shield generator is missing, the right railgun has been cut in half, the markings have a weathered look to them, and some areas have been pointed darker in accordance with where damage was suffered. And all of this can be yours in April. And the expensive announcements just kept on coming, because also on Japanese Premium Bandai, lottery sales have begun for the Metal Robot Spirits High New Gundam Exclusive Edition, which goes for 22,000 yen, 144 US. And honestly, at first, I thought that this was just a re-release because it looked really familiar, like I immediately got a sense of deja vu. But then I realized what the deal with this figure is. It's a recolor of the previously released Metal Robot Spirits High New Gundam, but then with the colors of the metal built High New Gundam. So it has that fading effect on the fin funnels, and it's also got 2 different shields. One with angular markings, which is what the Metal Robot Spirits had, and one with faded dots, which is what the metal build had. So it's a very interesting set, but being a lottery sale item, it might also be very difficult to get, and it is slated for a November release. For something completely different then, but equally expensive, there was the Premium Bandai Limited SD Gundam World Golden God Superior Kaiser / Sun God Kaiser 2 Great Gods compatible set. It'll be releasing in March for 24,200 yen, 158 US, and it will require some assembly. So despite being released under the Tamashii brand, I guess this would classify as Gunpla? But however you want to classify this set, it comes with the Tyrannical Dragon Kaiser Wyvern, S Superior Dragon, Sun Knight God Gundam, and Sun Machine Sunshine Meteor, which can then be combined into the titular Golden God Superior Kaiser and Sun God God Kaiser. And I gotta say, it is a really funny aesthetic to have a normally proportioned body with a super deformed head. And also worth noting is that this set has completely new molding, so definitely something worth hunting down for the big SD Gundam fans. And we're staying with SD Gundam with some premium Bandai Limited FW Gundam Converge sets. First up, we have some Crossbone Gundam Steel 7 sets that each go for 5,995 yen, 39 US. Releasing in February, we have the Team A set consisting of the Vignagina 2 Jupiter Battle Specifications, the Arana Abijo Flying A Nocelle, and the Bala Tortuga, and the Team B set consisting of the Crossbone Gundam X1 Full Cloth, Gundam F90I Type Jupiter Battle Specifications, and Gundam F91 also Jupiter Battle Specifications. 1 month later then, we are getting the Angel Diana and Icarus set, which, as the title indicates, comes with the Angel Diana and Icarus. Plus, it also comes with a big stand that will allow you to display all of the aforementioned figures to recreate the scene from the manga. And releasing in the same month is the Dicta set, consisting of both Dictai in mobile suit and mobile armor mode, making for a total of 4 Dictai. And the people who buy all 4 of these sets will also get a sleeve to put around all 4 of the boxes and a bonus manga, although the details on this manga are yet to be announced. And then another month later in April, they're releasing 2 premium Bandai Limited 15th anniversary sets. These go for 6,969 yen a set, 46 US, and they have some metallic paint on them, as well as a pedestal to give them some extra celebratory energy. There's the Universal Century set, which comes with the RX-78-2, High New Gundam, Victory 2 Assault Buster Gundam, and Narrative Gundam, and then there's the Alternative Series set, which comes with the Freedom, the Impulse, the Barbs, and the Ariel. And from Gundam Ensemble then, we're also getting a color variant. The premium Bandai Limited X55 Destiny Gundam Spec 2, a recolored X33 with some cool extras to make this almost the perfect ensemble Destiny Gundam. It keeps the beam rifle, the beam shield, the beam sword with beam blade effect part, the beam cannon, the beam boomerangs with long and short beam saber blade effect parts, the Palm of Yasene hands, and an action base, but it now also adds the Wings of Light, a railgun, and the choice between the standard grey inner frame or the overclocked red inner frame. Like, the only thing missing here are effect parts for the Palm of Yasene hands. And this really nice set can be yours for 6,050 yen for the US in February. And finally for the figures then, also from Gundam Ensemble, but not Premium Bandai Limited this time around, is Mobile Suit Ensemble 30. These will be hitting Gachapon machines in Japan around January, and for 500 yen a spin, 3 US, you can get the RX-78-2, Char Zaku 2, the White Gundam, the G-Fighter, or an option set with a little bit for everyone. And it also has gone up for pre-order as a 10-pack on regular Japanese hobby stores, like for example Hobbylink Japan, so I'll have that linked down below. Moving on to the Gunpla then, and let's start with a few things that I missed. Last week, I talked about the Gundam Base exclusive Figure Standard Puru 2 and Luna Maria, which will be releasing on October the 11th. But alongside them, you'll also be able to get the Gundam Base Limited Haro Special Coating Gold and Silver set. So rather than being the usual Gundam Base blue and white, these 2 Haros come in gold and silver, and are therefore of course also a bit more expensive. It'll set you back 4,400 yen, 29 US, which is coincidentally also the same price as the Figure Standard kits. Next up then, something that was already announced a couple of weeks ago was the Premium Bandai Limited Master Grade Gundam Astray Mirage Frame 2nd issue, which goes for 6,600 yen, 43 US. And it sure is an impressive looking thing. When you look at it, it doesn't look that different from the regular Astray, like when you really pay attention to the parts, but it definitely has a very different vibe. And this vibe only gets stronger when you transform it from mobile suit mode, which is called Tyrant mode, into mobile armor mode, which is called the Brute mode. And now it looks like something from Zoids. It still comes with all of these standard Astray accessories, like the beam rifle, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, and the shield, but now it's also got those 2 fin rifles on the shoulders, the C-Sword A-type, which are the claws on the feet, the C-Sword B-type, which are the claws mounted on the hands, 2 smaller beam blades for the fangs on the quote-unquote head in the brute mode, an action base, and 2 Ronda Gina Sahaku figures. 1 sitting for in the cockpit, and 1 for standing. In Japan, the first batch will be releasing in November, and this week the second batch has gone up for pre-order on, again, Japanese Premium Bandai, which will be releasing in February. And unfortunately, I did not keep the best for last, at least not in terms of value. Slated for a January release is the Premium Bandai Limited High-Grade G-Self Atmospheric Pack and Space Pack Reconguista in G movie version. As far as I can tell, there is nothing actually new about this set, and at most, the colors of the backpack have been made slightly brighter to better match that new G-Self. So let's go over all of the individual parts that make up this set and what those would cost you compared to buying this new set. The G-Self itself, as well as the Action Base number 7, come from the Gundam Base Limited G-Self Perfect Pack Reconguista in G, the movie version. And the movie version, means that it's a slightly updated version of the G-Self itself that also has slightly different proportions. And this set would have cost you 3,700 yen. Next up, the Atmospheric Pack, 1 beam rifle and 1 shield, come from the high-grade G-Self, which went for 1,600 yen, and also came with a G-Self, which is now no longer included. And finally, the Space Pack, Core Fighter, and the other beam rifle and other shield were in their own option set for 1,200 yen. The only thing from this set then that's not included is the simple action base that it came with. So, for 6,500 yen, you can get yourself 1 movie G-Self, which is the updated version, 1 standard G-Self, which is the old version, and 3 backpacks plus accessories. Whereas this new version will only cost you 6,050 yen, but also only comes with 1 movie G-Self, 2 backpacks, and then the accessories. So you're only getting a relatively minor discount for a lot less stuff. Although we gotta keep into account that my calculation here is based on the old prices, and as we all know, Gunpla is going to get more expensive in the future. So maybe the discount makes more sense with the new prices. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the G-Cannon Magna has joined the fray, while on Steam the Crossbone Gundam X2 Kai has become available. In SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, the Stardust Memory Part 2 story event has gone live, well, is about to go live, and in UC Engage, the UR Amuro Ray and his UR Gundam have become available as event unit assemblies. Plus, there's a new raid battle featuring the Big Zam, and they celebrated Dom Day with a login bonus that can get you up to 3,000 diamonds. And for a bit more information on this Dom Day thing, it is October the 6th, because in Japanese, the character for 10 can be pronounced as Do, and then the 6th begins with Mu, making Do, Mu, Dom. In other news then, tickets have become available for the next location of the Mamoru Nagano Design Exhibition, which will be held in Ikebukuro Sunshine City from December the 19th until January the 12th, and we have somewhat Gundam anime news. The main character from a Gundam manga has now been turned into a side character in a currently ongoing anime. Two Girls in Love with High Grades is a manga by Kudo Makoto, and one of his other mangas called My Awkward Senpai has now been turned into an anime. And on his insistence, the high-grade loving Kanzaki makes an appearance as the senpai of the main character from My Awkward Senpai. Do keep in mind though that the senpai from the title is the main character, so Kanzaki is the senpai of the senpai. And having this cameo is a bigger deal than you might think, because even though both mangas, and by extension the anime, is by the same author, the mangas are published in a different magazine. So having a crossover apparently isn't as simple as, doing the crossover as you would expect. And the author even commented about this on Twitter, thanking Gundam Ace for giving permission to get Kanzaki into the My Awkward Senpai anime. As for the things you could get this week then, first up on the 4th, you could get a restock of the Gundam Side-F Limited Chogokin RX-93FF New Gundam, which goes for 33,000 yen, 216 US, and then on the 9th, you could test out both your luck and your skills with these GQuuuuuX prize figures over at Japanese arcades. And usually they'll also become available at like regular hobby stores for around $20. First up, we have the Genkai Toppa GQuuuuuuX before Omega Saikomu activation version, or simply put, it's the GQuuuuuuX with the V-fin closed. And because it's a Genkai Toppa figure, the proportions do feel more chonky than those of the anime and the line art. Also, if you look closely at the promotional images, they're using the Yamada connectable display bases as a backdrop, which I find really funny because I just did a video on those. And if you haven't watched that video yet, or you don't know what a Yamada connectable display base is, I'll have it linked down below and on screen, so you know what to watch after this video. The second figure then is Nyan Casual Close version, and this one feels very middle of the road. It's not great, but it's also not horrible. If you really need a Nyan in casual clothing, then, well, this will do, I guess. What is atrocious though is the editing that they did for the images with her on a white backdrop. In fact, it's so bad that I am convinced that they used an AI tool to cut it out. And then they just called it a day, because there's some obvious bits of the background still included in the image, while there's like chunks missing from her hair and her shoes. I don't see a human editor randomly erasing 2 random dots in the middle of her hair. But I can see an AI program deciding to randomly remove those because it was hallucinating. For this week's reading material then, there was the 19th volume of Gundam Forward, featuring various model kits from G Gundam, and Yoshiyuki Tomino has given an interview in the Yomiuri Shimbun, where he talks about how anime has impacted his life. I think it must have had a pretty big impact. For this week's apparel news then, on the 11th, the GQuuuuuuX Ending Collection will be hitting physical Strict G stores. And rather than just having items with screenshots on them, they kinda incorporated the characters into the design. You can get a Machu, Nyan, or Haro long sleeve t-shirt for 6,600 yen, 43 US, a Haro and Conch tote bag for 2,200 yen, 14 US, a small Haro or Conch towel for 1,210 yen, 8 US, a Machu or Nyan pouch for 1,650 yen, 11 US, and a Machu or Nyan keychain for another 1,650 yen, 11 US. And I do really like the old-timey feel of these keychains. And you could get even more GQuuuuuuX things over at Bankore. And to be exact, they're all either Komuli or Xavier flavored items. You can get them on a tapestry for 3,300 yen, 22 US, a face towel for 2,200 yen, 14 US, a mini cushion for 2,530 yen, 17 US, and an acrylic keychain for 990 yen, 6 US. All of which will be shipping out in November. Shipping out in January then is their Iron-Blooded Orphans collection, which also features a wide variety of items, starting with a Tekadon-themed happi, the traditional Japanese coat worn during festivals, and it goes for 8,800 yen, 58 US. Next up, you can get Kudelia's earrings for 11,000 yen, 72 US, Shino's earrings for 3,300 yen, 22 US, Laughter's earrings for 7,700 yen, 50 US, a black or white Tekadon t-shirt for 4,400 yen, 29 US, muffler towels featuring either Orga, Mika, or the Ryusei Go emblem for 1,980 yen, 13 US, and then a bunch more items featuring that Ryusei Go emblem. You can get it on an eco bag for 3,080 yen, 20 US, a pass case for 1,540 yen, 10 US, a PVC pouch for 1,650 yen, 11 US, a clear case for 1,100 yen, 7 US, or an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 6 US. And finally, for a whopping 11,000 yen, 72 US, you can get a fancy Char Aznable themed towel set. Included in this set are a bath towel and face towel, with Char's name embroidered on it with golden thread, a door sign with fancy golden text on it, and an exquisite box to store it all in with Char's personal emblem. Definitely 3 times fancier than your average towel set, and it can be all yours in January. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. Don't forget to check out NordVPN with the code kkrt or the link down below. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.